What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy Naughty. So today, I just want to give you another video where I was testing K9 Cyber Dragons. This time, I wanted to see what possibility of a 40 card deck I could make, whether it will work well or not. And obviously, I will be discussing my thoughts, my opinions, etc. What changes I could make, what worked, what did not work for this video. And in the next video, obviously, you will see my changes and I will provide some gameplay based on the changes I have made. But for this video, I did decide that let me try and make a 40 card deck. I still wanted to play the K9s. I still did want to try play the Disablaster and the Crab Crane because we're still playing the Clifford Genius in this build. I did still decide to try out Cyber Dragon Nashta and Cyber Yomagata. My thoughts on this will happen later in the video. Just wait and see. And obviously to try and make it 40, I still wanted to try put hand traps because Cyber Dragons is still very vulnerable to hand traps, specifically Droll. So we still play Crossout Designator. I thought maybe we can play 1 Claw and 2 Cyberdark Realm still because we would like to see a copy of Cyberdark Realm and at least have 1 Cyberdark Claw to search for it. And we are just still playing the 1 Power Bond, but this time I decided to cut out 1 case of K9 because in the previous video we were playing 2, and I decided to cut Jockle to 1 because essentially you do search for it during a combo of Ripper if you don't have it in your hand already, and just for combo piece, it only does something if you have another level 5. We're obviously still playing 3 Azuna because Azuna is a form of hand trap on its own. During your opponent's turn and mandatory, you obviously play the Lupus and still playing 1 Lantern. I don't think there's a reason to play more than 1 unless you're actually playing like pure K9s or just a version like, for example, K9 Fiendsmith. Then obviously you might play maybe 2 Lantern. But yes, this is the deck list. The extra deck did remain the same. Yes, yeah, it remained the same. Not much changes. And obviously, just for the side deck, obviously we're still playing 3 Lancia for Malice. But now I decided maybe we can play 3 DD Crow. This is mainly for Vanquish Soul. For example, when they link Raisin into Rock of the Vanquisher and they want to try add Raisin back, we could DD Crow the Raisin so they lose Raisin as well as a fire attribute. This could also work against K9s when you're going first. They activate Azuna. Azuna dumps Lupus, a Lupus to summon itself from the grave. Then we could just DD Crow. 1, you can get rid of the Lupus. People only play 1 copy. 2nd, they can't exceed summon during your turn to go into some form of interruption. Nibiru may not be the best choice, but I was thinking about going against Yummy. I know that some builds, if they have a Yummy monster in hand with the Nib token, they can go into Link Spider and just continue setting up something. But at that point, I did think if I go against Yummy, let me just put in Nib because before they go into Herald, you could just Nibiru them and you just hope maybe they don't have any other extenders, or you just wait till the point where if they still don't have Herald and they just go through every single Yummy monster in the main deck to special summon because it's like once per turn, I believe, to summon from the hand, then I think dropping that Nib could certainly hurt them. And then obviously we're still playing 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 2 Lightning Storm because we have to respect the back row still, and 3 D Barrier. I still think 3 D Barrier is really good. But this is the deck list, a deck list of 40, and let's just hop right into the replay. Okay guys, this is the replay and we are going up against apparently the next best deck in the format, Vanquish Soul K9. Honestly, it's not Cyber Dragon best deck, guys. This is Vanquish Soul K9 is just the 2nd best deck. I'm not joking. Anyway, I'm not sure who won the rock, paper, scissors, but you can see our opponent is deciding to go first. Vanquish Soul K9 will obviously choose to go first. And they opened Rescuer's Impulse, Raisin, Holy Sue, Stake Your Soul, and another Holy Sue. Holy Sue, in order to be, they can just reveal the Raisin to summon, but preferably they would like to have a Dark or just another. Okay, they have an Earth, but they need to try and get a Dark so that Holy Sue can special summon a monster during our turn, which can affect us. But anyway, in our opening hand, we opened the Crab Crane, Cyber Dragon Core, Clockwork Knight, Cyber Dark Claw, and Case of K9. Okay, so opponent is going to start their turn. In the main phase, they will normal summon Raisin. Raisin will add Heavy Borga to their hand. They'll link summon into Rock of Vanquisher and use it to add Raisin back to their hand. Next, they will use Holly Sue, revealing the Raisin, and Holly Sue will summon herself. Then use Holly Sue's effect, revealing Fire and Dark to special summon from the deck. They will special summon the Jiaolong. Then they'll use Jiaolong effect, reveal two fires, and this gets them Vanquish Soul Start to their hand, a really good field spell. Activate the field spell, and they'll use its effect, targeting the Jiaolong, and they get to add a Vanquish Soul monster with a different attribute. That's going to be the Caesar Valius. Then, since they have two level 5s, that can instantly start their K9 play. So they'll Exceed Summon into K9 Ripper. Ripper effect will add Jokol to their hand. And then they'll use Jokol effect, revealing the Holly Sue. She's also a level 5, so obviously opponent can just summon both from their hand. Jokol effect will add Lantern to their hand. Then the opponent will use those two to link summon into SP. They'll use Lantern effect, targeting the Jokol in the grave to special summon. Lantern effect will add just add a copy of Case of K9 to their hand. They'll activate Case of K9. They'll add Azuna to their hand, so now they have another form of interruption during our turn. Opponent will use Lantern and Jokol to Exceed Summon into Nash Knight, a really good disruption for your opponent, or as they're doing now, to bring out another monster where they'll use Nash Knight effect, detach to equip number 1 or 4 Masquerade to their hand, to the monster. Then they can just special summon the CXC's Nash Knight since they control Nash Knight. They'll use the Nash Knight effect, detach a material to special summon our number, not ours, his number C104 Umbral Horror Masquerade, a really good card that does so much for some reason. Then our opponent will activate Stake Your Soul, reveal the Caesar Valius. They'll special summon another Holly Sue to the field because during the end phase they'll return that Holly Sue to the hand as another form of interruption during our turn. So proceed to the end phase and our opponent will add the Holly Sue back to the hand and they will pause for turn. We start our turn and we draw into a Jokol. So we have 1, 2, 3. Caesar Valius is the interruption. Borga is just for burn damage, really. Raisin is another interruption to destroy all monsters in the column it is summoned, and then Izuna to Exceed Summon. Nothing in the grave that can activate. So either we could have started with our K9 plays, or we can just start with Cyber Dragon plays. I decided to settle on just doing Cyber Dragon plays first, but since we have Clockwork Knight in our hand, I activated Clockwork Knight. Opponent lets it go through. I was like, okay, cool. I can attempt to summon the core. If core still stays on field, we can contact view. So I go Chainlink 1 Cyber Dragon core, Chainlink 2, opponent will chain the number C104 to negate, discard a random card, and half our life points. That is crazy. So opponent rolls a die, and the card they're going to discard is the Crab Crane. So we do lose an extender, but Crab Crane really does need an Earth Machine monster for you to tribute to summon itself from the hand. And then on res, opponent has nothing, so I decide to contact fuse. Now, normally when you contact fuse your opponent's board, it is so powerful, getting rid of so much material, so much disruptions. But guys, going against Vanquish Soul K9, you'll see that if they just have Holly Sue, Azuna, and they do have Earth, Dark, and Fire attributes, unfortunately, it does nothing. That's how powerful Vanquish Soul K9 is. And this video will just demonstrate that for you. So opponent has nothing on the summon of our Fortress Dragon, so we activate Case of K9. And opponent decides to chain the Holly Sue to summon from the hand. We add Azuna to our hand because Vanquish all monsters. Some of the monsters does activate an effect in hand, so Izuna can just freely summon herself from the hand, but also we needed access to another level 5. I wasn't going to add Lantern yet. We can search Lantern of Jockle, so added Izuna. Then we activate Jockle effect. The downside is playing K9 against Vanquish Soul K9. You trigger their K9 effects, but it is what it is. On summon, Azuna's effect will send Lupus to the graveyard. And then our opponent on resolution decides to activate Holy Sue, revealing Fire and Dark to special summon from the deck. They'll special summon a Raisin. Now, the other thing you need to remember is it's quite tricky. Well, not tricky, but you need to be careful where you place your monster zones. I guess I should have placed Jockle here under Holy Sue, because Raisin has that second effect where reveal Fire and Dark to destroy all other monsters in this card's column. Sure, Azuna might get destroyed, but I guess just next time in the future we gotta be smart on where we place our monsters. So Raisin on summon effect, and then I decide to chain Lupus to summon from the grave. Get a copy of Dr. Madlove to their hand. Then our opponent will use Raisin's other effect, reveal Fire and Dark, just to destroy our Jockle. I decide to chain Lupus, but that's a mistake, guys. You can only use Lupus Xyz summon effect during your opponent's turn. This was just still early testing, so obviously I completely forgot about that restriction. Jockle gets destroyed. Then on resolution, opponent activates Caesar Valius to bounce back the Holy Sue to summon himself from the hand. Caesar Valius effect reveal Earth, Dark. Oh, I'm pretty sure. Oh, Earth, Fire, and Dark, but they have another fire, so it's all good, to destroy our Lupus, and Lupus gets banished. So we lost access to 2 level 5 bodies. We stuck with a level 5 and a level 8. I think that, yeah, level 8. Then opponent on resolution activates Azuna effect. Azuna will dump Lupus to the graveyard. Opponent will activate Borga to bounce back the Caesar Values to summon itself from the hand. Borga effect reveal Dark to draw a card. They draw into another copy of Dr. Madlove. On resolution, opponent will activate Lupus. Then on summon effect, Lupus will Xyz summon into Nash Knight. That's a disruption. Now, my mistake here is I still have Cyberdark Claw, and we can still do a Cyberdark Claw combo. But I was so scared about Nash Knight taking the Cyberdark Chimera that you will see that instead of trying, I just scooped. That was my mistake. Whether we win or lose in the end, I should have just tried. That's what matters, guys. You need to try. So I activate Cyberdark Claw effect. Opponent, let's go through. We're going to get Cyberdark Realm to our hand. Activate Cyberdark Realm. Now, I don't know why, but I added Cyberdark Worm to my hand. That was the wrong card. It should have been Cyberdark Chimera. I can't remember what I was thinking then. Then I decide to use Cyberdark Worm effect, sending Hertz as cast, Hertz effects, add core to the hand. Now before this, I did scoop. Now the problem was, like I said, I should have added Cyberdark Chimera to my hand. Now, we do play SP. Now unfortunately, I was like thinking, need to try OTK my opponent. But we have no other way, I believe, because one, we don't play a second copy of Fortress Dragon to just contact fuse our opponent's board, which would have been great if we did actually. But then we play SP, and I think the only chance we had was we had to use Fortress and Azuna, link someone into SP banish, maybe the possibility that opponent will chain, and then we can use SP effect to get ourselves off the field. That clears up the link zone for extra monster zone, for us to link someone into Clockwork Knight. And now that I think about it, that's probably the reason, because SP only points to the left and right. We won't have a way to link someone into Clockwork Knight. I think that's probably why I scooped. Number one, Nash Knight was there. If we don't get rid of it and we go into SP, SP does not point to a zone where we can link someone into Clockwork Knight. So I think that was the reason. Yeah, I think that was the reason. As you can see here, I just scoop. I can't do much. And opponent has enough resources for his turn to destroy our board and possibly go for game. So we just scoop, and we're going into game number 2. We are going first this time. So in our opening hand, we open a copy of Cyberdark Realm, Lupus, Yomengarda, Jockle, Case of Canine. Opponent opens Phantasme, Dr. Madlove, Azuna, Jockle, and Rescue Ace Impulse. So obviously we have one Cyber Dragon combo that is starting with Cyberdark Realm, Cyberdark Realm effect will search Cyberdark Chimera. No draw, that's fantastic. Realm effect to normal summon. Then we link summon into Clockwork Knight. Chainlink 1 Chimera, Chainlink 2 Clockwork Knight. Unfortunately, Chimera's Graveyard effect does trigger the K9 cards, but opponent will. I'm not sure if I can't remember, guys. I'm not sure if Phantasme is Chainlink 1 since we did perform a link summon, but opponent will activate Phantasme. Phantasme will summon, draw 2, and opponent draws into an Ash Blossom and a Lantern, and they just need to put 1 back. Yes, put 1 back. And then Chimera's effect resolves. We are going to send Worm, and we get to add Clockwork Knight to our hand. Then we use Worm effect, sending Core as cost. Worm summons itself, recycle back Cyberdark Realm. Then we use Clockwork Knight effect, targeting Chimera to reborn, and we tribute our Worm. Then we use Chimera's effect, discarding Clockwork Knight to search. Opponent will chain Rescue Ace Impulse since we did activate a monster effect on the field to special summon the Rescue Ace Fire Attacker, attempting to draw more cards. Get Power Bond to our hand. Then on the new chain, Fire Attacker gets to draw 2 cards, and I believe they have to discard 1. They draw into Holly Sue, which is absolutely fantastic for our Vanquish Soul K9 player. And they have plenty of attributes, so it's a really good draw for our opponent. And they'll discard the Dr. Madlove. Then we'll activate the Graveyard effect of Clockwork Knight, banishing itself, discard Realm. We're going to attempt to search for Therion King Regulus. Then we link summon into Clifford Genius, and then here my opponent decides to activate Azuna. Azuna's effect will send Lupus. Lupus will reborn himself from the graveyard, and then Lupus effect to Xyz summon, and our opponent is going to go into a K9 Ripper. That's probably for our Regulus, because as you can see here, when we activated Regulus in the hand, opponent just negates it with Ripper. Now, here's the mistake. I had Jockle in my hand. Why did I activate Jormungandr? I locked myself into machines. If my opponent's Ashes, cool, then we're fine. But this is the mistake. I shouldn't have done this. I should have just done K9 plays. We still had Power Bond to Fusion Summon, but I think first, for any other further play, we should have just done K9 plays, see what else our opponent has, bait out some interruptions, and then we can go Jormungandr effect, summon itself, and Cyber Dragon. We can bring out Infinity, Power Bond, etc., etc. But my mistake was activating Jormungandr and machine locking myself for the rest of this turn. We summon Jormungandr and Cyber Dragon. Clifford Genius effect triggers, gets Disablasted to our hand. I don't add Crab Crane. I think I probably should have added it because number 1, Vanquish Soul is able to summon monsters onto the field, especially since he had Hardy Sue. That will close off the zones where we won't have a column with no cards. So I think I should have added Crab Crane. So on resolution, opponent will activate Holly Sue effect, revealing Dr. Madlove. Then on the new chain, Holly Sue's other effect, revealing Dark and Fire to special summon from the deck. They'll special summon a Raisin. Raisin on summon effect will get to add Caesar values to their hand. Then the other effect of Raisin, reveal Dark and Fire to destroy our Jormungandr. Then here I activate Power Bond because I can't summon Disablaster. There's no free column. I can't do K9 plays because I'm locked into machines. So we activate Power Bond to Fusion Summon into Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon. On resolution, I obviously don't use Rampage Dragons on summon effect. Opponent will activate Caesar Values to bring himself onto the field, bounce back Holly Sue. Caesar Values effect revealing Dark, Fire, and Earth. That's going to pop our Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon. Now here we have nothing. Absolutely nothing. We machine locked ourselves. We can't bring out, we can bring out SP, but SP does nothing. Opponent has a full board ready to clap our cheeks in the next turn, and guys, we just admit defeat. This was poorly played by myself. I could have done better. Possibly survived, possibly set up a decent end board, but mistakes were made, and here's a couple of things I would like to say. Number 1, a bunch of you guys also pointed this out, but I'll just say it again. I think it's best that for this version of Cyber Dragons, in Cyber Dragons K9, there's no reason, or good reason actually. Well, actually, let me not say there's no good reason. The downside to playing Cyber Jormungandr is you might machine lock yourself, as well as Nashta and Poly. So I think ideally we have to take Nashta, Jormungandr, and Poly out. And those are 3 other spaces. Either you can reduce your deck size if it's over 40, or you can just add other cards, whatever you need. Maybe more hand traps, maybe more canine cards, or any other cards you would like to play. Number two, even though I'm still testing, I just feel trying to play as much extenders and engines in a 40 card list can possibly affect you because, number one, even though it's difficult to play hand traps in this format because there are a lot of decks out there that can play around your hand traps, you still want to at least see a hand trap in your hand. And with this 40 card build, I didn't really see any hand traps, unfortunately. So apart from people wanting to try play a build close to 40, I don't think you can play exactly 40 cards. It will have to be more than 40. Could be 42, could be 44. And guys, I know this some people won't like this, but I do think even don't be afraid if your deck size goes close to 50. Surprisingly, your consistency can still be either good or it can be better when it's over 50. But that's my thought. That's my opinion. That's what I think. I think that is all I have to address, guys. So yeah, I think that will bring us to the end of this video. In the next video, obviously, I'll show you my changes and we'll see how we do. But next video is definitely an exciting one, guys, and very surprising, guys. But till the next video, guys, Naughty Nev signing out. Peace.